Hi Aries, welcome to your November 2022 horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, for your November, can you believe we are at the tail end of this year already? It is insane how quickly this year has gone by, but also how much seems to have happened, right? I feel like I'm saying that every year. All right, so for your actions and options this month, you've got the Harvest card. So in this deck, the Judgment card is actually called Harvest. What is Harvest? Well, it is a collection, a reaping and sowing of everything that we've already set into motion. Your actions always have consequences, but this month you're actually getting to see what your actions have set into motion. So this could be with friendships, it could be with partnership, relationships, in some way, shape or form. This month your results and your rewards are accelerated. So you're going to find this month will probably be another really fast month. Also, with the Judgment card, this tends to bring big change, right? So whenever this card shows up, I'm always like, okay. So the action steps that you're taking this month are leading to change, and they're leading to fast change at that. So buckle up, my dear Aries, because this is going to be a fast and dynamic month for you. The other thing with the Judgment card or the Harvest card, this is really where you get to see what needs to be adjusted and acknowledged, or what needs to be changed, all right? Like, what is it that is either out of place or it's working? I will also say this is probably likely to be a month. Remember, your Mars ruled, and your ruling planet Mars is now retrograde in the sign of Gemini. So don't be surprised if you have people reaching out from the past. Maybe you're reconnecting with old friends. Maybe you're reconnecting with old lovers. For some of you, very possible. All right, for your communications and conversations, you have the World card. So in this deck, it's called the World Tree. Absolutely beautiful artwork, I might add. So what do we see here, right? Whenever you get a sequence of cards that follow each other sort of successively, you always get a speeding up of things. Now, I said to you, things are going to speed up for you this month anyway. Look at this. You've now got the World card, right? And in the sequence of the major arcana, they literally go Judgment and then the World, and then the minor arcana begins. This tells me that there are big communications coming in this month. There are likely to be people from your past coming in, absolutely. There's also likely to be either a change or a reconnection with a community of some sort that you're a part of. So this could be an old group of friends is now starting to become more prominent, or they're coming back into your life. This could be that you are reconnecting with old partners. The World card tends to see people that are more accomplished or people that are older. So this could be, for some of you, this might be that you're hearing from an old job or an old colleague or maybe even an old boss. I will say that when it comes to your entire professional life, in some way, shape or form, there is advancement this week. But there are also, this month, but there are also conversations that are going to take you down some interesting loopholes. And because you've got this successive energy, this does suggest that this month you are wrapping up a big cycle. There's something that's coming to an end for you guys this month, and there's no getting around it, right? I mean, the fact that we have an eclipse a couple of days from when I'm recording this, well, it's like just under a week from when I'm recording these and putting them out. So really, really interesting. When it comes to your heart and half, or your love sector, you've got the Three of Pentacles. So for those of you that are single, ready to mingle and out there looking, it is going to be either through work or your studies that you are reconnecting with somebody from your past. You could be seeing somebody in a very different light. So this could be a friend, maybe they come back into your life and you're like, yeah, why did we never kind of cross into that realm of no longer being friends and actually being lovers? This might be a time where you start to look at the connection between you on a much deeper level. When it comes to those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, something that your partner has said to you that you have maybe found it difficult to take on board, right? This month it's going to make a lot more sense. So it's like something that your partner, your loved one has said to you, and it's kind of like maybe at the time it really got your back up, it got your heckles up, or you were just kind of like, well, you know, that doesn't sit with me, or it doesn't resonate, so you kind of chucked it in the bin. It's going to make sense now, and it's like you're going to find a way to integrate whatever it is that they've shared with you into, you know, not so much into reality, but like into modern life, if that makes sense. Not modern life, but into your current experience is probably the best way to put it. So it does suggest that you are maybe ending an argument or releasing a burden or a challenge of some sort, but it's after much thought. For your money and materials, you have the Two of Wands. I love this card for money. Now, for those of you that are looking for work or wanting to get into work, this could be through a family member or a friend, or even potentially your partner, that you find some very lucrative work. This is a great card for money, finances, and resources. It also suggests that you're likely, through your partner if you have one, or you know, maybe you're meeting a partner. For those of you that are looking, you could meet a partner who is either very wealthy or moves in wealthy circles. So you could be mixing with, you know, a different bunch this month. And I mean, Aries is comfortable wherever you put them. They're quite brave. You know, whether they're rubbing shoulders with princes or paupers, it really doesn't matter to them. Now, the other thing with this card though, when it comes to your finances, the money that you are gaining this month, it's likely to be coming from or through your work or some kind of hard work or effort. The other thing is, for those select few of you that are hoping to set up a business or anything like that, this is a great month. It looks like a lot of you are laying foundations, or you're looking at your skill set and you're reconfiguring that skill set towards making you more money, or at least doing something in line with the skills that you have. So for your weeks ahead, for the first week of the month, you have the Hanged Man next to the Harvest card, right? So for a lot of you, this is a very deep spiritual week, and I wouldn't be surprised if this whole week you are really doing a lot of deep sort of diving into your dream realm, maybe into what your beliefs are or your spirituality. I would not be surprised if you're having dreams this week about loved ones that have passed over. They come to you, they say something to you. If you've been celebrating, you know, Samhain, Halloween, La Dia de los Muertos, like all of that kind of stuff, you could be really focused on that. With the Hanged Man and the Harvest card though, or the Judgment card, there's like a deep need to reconnect to some past spiritual context or process. So for a lot of you, this could be a very powerful week of internal observance. For your second week of the month, you've got your card, the Emperor, right underneath the World card. It's an old boss. So this blast from the past that you're having, it's an old boss, an old colleague, somebody that you used to work with. They're bringing you good news, and potentially there's either a job offer attached to this or some form of work, but it will lead to something that is longer lasting or goes further afield. I really like this actually. I'm totally here for it. I wouldn't be surprised if there are lots of conversations about things that you used to do that you might be looking to get back into this month. For the third week of the month, as we step into Sag season, you have the Star card. So the Star card right underneath the Three of Pentacles in your heart and half sector. For those of you that are single, this is an old friend. This is somebody who maybe you had a lot of flirtation with, maybe the sexual chemistry was really great, but you never crossed that line. It left you and that other person always wondering like, you know, could we ever actually be anything? This time round, if they come back into your life and it is that blast from the past, this will be where you do cross that line. Because it's like, you know what, I haven't seen you for so long. I've always wondered what it might be. We're both single at the same time. It might be somebody that you've had that kind of dance with, where like that thing has always been there and you've always questioned or wondered if it was going to happen, but either you were never single, they were never single, it was never quite the right time, and then bam, all of a sudden all of the right conditions this month show up for you, and it's like, yeah, okay, I think this could be the way forward. For those of you that are partnered, I really like this as you and your partner getting back to being friends and having a laugh. It's kind of like the heavy sort of disappears and you come more into that sort of, light and laughter of it all. And then finally, for the fourth week of the month, you've got the Strength card. So this is an interesting one to me because you've got this coupled with the Two of Wands, which means whatever the money is, however the more money or the new money or whatever it is coming to you this month, it's like you're having to really do this through... It's like you're having to, you know, you're having to find a bravery, but it's almost like you're starting over with something as well. So it's really interesting to me, like how this is kind of showing up. Now, for your moons, the full moon is going to be a full moon lunar eclipse for you in the second house of your money, your finances, your resources, and your earnings. It's no wonder there's a big shake-up going on with your finances. Remember as well, the full moon lunar eclipse, so especially for those of you that are ascendant Aries to a lesser degree, but still relevant, the sun and the moon, this full moon lunar eclipse on the 8th of November is, for you, it's happening on... you know, in that space of self-esteem as well. Now, you've got the gate 29 and perseverance. It's the hummingbird, right? That's the bird that's on the card. And what is the message of the hummingbird? It looks easy, but you know, when you slow it down, you can see those wings are absolutely giving it some. And what this really suggests to me is the full moon lunar eclipse in your resource sector is going to show you where you need to lean in and where you do need to have more patience, more persistence, and probably more faith as well. When it comes to your new moon in the sign of Sagittarius on the I think it's the 23rd or the 24th of November, this for you is happening in your 9th house. This is a lucky house. It's the house of God in the old ancient astrology. This is the house where you connect to the cosmos, and you divine blessings and luck can find you, absolutely. This is going to be in a trine to your own sign as well, so it's a supportive energy, this new moon. What I really love about it though is the 9th house is broadcasting, publishing. It's how you get your message or your word out into the world. So some of you could find that something that you put out into the world via the internet, etc., could really speak volumes for you over the course of this month. From this, you have the gate 35 and experience. What I always say to people when this card shows up is it's not enough to take somebody's word for it. This new moon is really going to show you where you have to show up for yourself, where maybe somebody else's way of doing things or experiencing things just isn't going to cut it. This is where it's like, you know, when someone says, oh yeah, you know, I went to that restaurant, I absolutely hated it, the staff were rude, the food wasn't great, and you go and you're like, well, I had a really great time and the food was amazing. Do you see what I mean? Somebody else's experience this month, especially as a result of this new moon or what follows after it, it's not enough to take someone's word. You have to get in after this for yourself. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.